It's a new year. It's a new season of The Bachelor. I have a new backdrop. I have a glass of wine. I am your host, Sarah. We are here to talk about Matt James' season of The Bachelor. And with me to talk about it, as always, is my co-host, J Wade.
Never trust someone with two first names.
Never.
But I like Matt.
Oh, my goodness.
I really do.
I like Matt. Jay, I haven't seen you since last year.
Oh, yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been so long.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we have a new season. We're here cover season 25 of The Bachelor. Oh my gosh. Our first Black Bachelor, Matt James. And I thought this was a really good, strong first episode. Actually, I think we were a little worried. I'll say I was worried starting out this episode because in all the previews and everything I saw, and Matt just did not look excited to be the lead in interviews or anything. So I was like, I don't know if he's going to even want to be here. And I thought he was great. What did you think, Jay Wade?
I like him a lot. He's not Ivan, and he's not the other. You just know me. I'm bad with names. It's never personal to these people. Who was it that we wanted to be the first Black Bachelor? Mike. Mike. Matt is no Mike. He's certainly no Ivan. But I like him. I like him a lot. I must say that I really, really like that he works with kids and stuff like that. Like watching the profile thing of who he is as a person and whatnot. I really like that a lot. I admire that. That's respectable as hell. But yeah, I mean, he just seems like a really cool, laid back guy.
He does. I wasn't sure if I was going to like the fact that he's never been on anything Bachelor before. So he was originally casted to be on Claire's season. And then during everything that happened this summer, they were like, oh, Matt James is our Bachelor, which I think they were planning on making him the Bachelor anyway. He's friends with Tyler Cameron from Hannah's season. They're like best friends. So that he kind of got his foot in the door. He's best friends with Hannah too. So I think they were planning on it, but they just kind of fast tracked it. So I wasn't sure how it was going to be, like having a lead that has no experience, but I think it's really refreshing. I felt like this episode was super refreshing with him. I wonder if he's not going to say some of the phrases that you're kind of used to leads saying, or because he just doesn't know. I mean, like, I don't know. I as some of the girls said, like, I like the fact that you don't know what you're going through and I don't know what I'm going through, and we're going to figure this out together. Like, I really like that. Kaylin said, I like that he's kind of nerdy and not as confident as you think. I like that too. I don't know. Yeah, I thought he was going to be super, like, confident.
Man. I know I'm tall and handsome and, you know, but he doesn't seem to have an ego. If he does, then we'll find out, but he doesn't seem to have an ego or anything at all. So
he really doesn't. He said he's from North Carolina, which is where I currently live. So I'm already like, woo woo. I'm not from North Carolina, but I'm still like, woo, proud. And then he is ripped. Like, he is probably one of the best bodies of a Bachelor. Like, he's my husband's sitting right next to me, and I'm like, look at this man. He is ripped. He's like, okay. I said, but all the girls are going to come out, and I'm just going to say all the girls are hot, too. I think this is the hottest cast of women ever. Like, every single girl is beautiful. Objectively beautiful. It might not be what you're into, but, like, they all literally look like supermodels.
It's not my style, man. It's just... the girls that are on this show are just not my style.
And that's okay.
And I'm not saying anything negative against them or who they are or whatever. It just ain't my thing.
Caitlin did say, he said vulnerable a lot. The word is losing all meaning because of Bachelor Nation. He did. And that I wonder if he got a bite. He probably did from Hannah and from Tyler, kind of. So he kind of knew what was going on. So he wasn't going completely blind. But yeah, he brought up like breaking his walls down and being vulnerable and all this stuff.
Yeah. And by the way, there is our, speaking of
the
handsome man himself there, Matt.
The handsome man. All these girls, all of them were like, he's so hot. He's the hottest guy I've ever seen. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I get it. Like, but that's all they could say.
I'm sorry. I want to challenge that because all of those girls have said he's the hottest man I've ever seen. I want to watch. Okay, have Matt stand there, then say Brad Pitt. Have Brad Pitt walk up and stand next to this dude. I guarantee you, them broads are going to walk away with Brad Pitt over Matt. And that's nothing against Matt, but I'm just saying, like, that's just so in the moment, kind of like, oh my gosh, he's the hottest man that I've ever seen in my life. Well, yeah, he's also probably the only man you've seen the last 2 weeks, other than the host of the show and the crew. So I mean, come on, ladies.
They have all been quarantining. Let's just talk real quick. We're gonna go a little bit in order, and then talk about all the women, and then it's just gonna be a free for all after we introduce all the women. So let's say this resort is absolutely beautiful.
Off the hook.
Those bachelorettes got screwed over.
Yes. Where is this?
All the men are sweating.
It's in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
okay.
Pennsylvania.
It was absolutely beautiful. The tree.
Beautiful.
I mean, it was obviously fall, like right when the colors were changing. It was gorgeous.
I think they filmed in September or October. I think like beginning of October.
So nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You can already tell from the commercials that they really upgraded all the dates, and like he flies in on a plane, like in a little biplane or whatever. And
for a split second, I thought he was the pilot, and I was like, no, not again.
I was like, oh my god, he can fly a plane. And I was like, oh, there's a man behind him. Never mind. Never mind. The house he's in is absolutely beautiful. They got a little like dinky room, and this man has a huge house. Like that, I feel bad. I feel really bad, but whatever.
Do they pair up in rooms, the girls?
I think like, so. The girl.
And shit?
I think so, because the one girl said terrible. Like, if she's, I mean, it's beautiful. They should be separated. All right, yeah, that was. I mean, they paired them up. I'm pretty sure. On the Bachelorette, and we were like, they should have their own separate room. They're the only ones in the resort. Like, why are they doubling?
I thought they each had their own suite or whatever on the Bachelorette, and that they just had one common room where they all came together to hang out during the day.
I don't think they all. I think some of them were roommates, because I think Bennett was one of the only ones that had his own room.
Dude, that sucks.
I think it showed that like. Some of them were paired, but he had his own special chateau or whatever. This is funny. Sarah seems like she would marry a pilot in a heartbeat. I mean, I am married. He's not a pilot, but yeah, I mean, I want to learn how to fly a plane. Like, I want to fly in a little like biplane like that. I think that'd be fun. He is also Matt James is a commercial real estate broker and now lives in New York City. I don't know what any of that means, but good for him. And he has a nonprofit where he works with homeless children and takes them to, like, I guess, I'm sure it's more than what he said, but he said he takes them to restaurants, their favorite restaurants, and works out with them. I'm sure it's a lot more than that. But I was like, okay.
I mean, I would hope like some adult mentorship type things involved in there as well.
I think so.
Like, hey, you want to go to McDonald's and lift some weights, little man, little woman? Let's go.
I think so. I think I read or heard somewhere that it was like they take them to like fancy New York City restaurants, and they learn like how the kitchens are run and how the restaurant is run, and they get to like try the food, like some different stuff like that, like educational. But the way he said it was like, we take them to our favorite restaurants. I'm like, that's weird. But whatever, like, okay. Yeah, so let's just jump into my favorite part. Well, okay, before we do that, him and Chris Harrison talk briefly, and Chris Harrison's like, my favorite part, he goes, okay, Matt, like, the women are gonna show up, and he's like, can we go talk? I'm like, did Chris forget they had to go sit down? Was that a setup? Like, it was really weird.
Do they normally do that?
Yeah, no, they did it with Tayshia, I believe. They did it with Claire. But I mean, you would think that they would sit down because Matt has not done this, and in the show, like it's his first time, so maybe you'd want Chris to kind of give him some advice because they want the audience to believe he has no idea what's going to happen, but I'm sure he does. Like I'm sure he's been given advice. I just thought it was
second. I saw the look in Chris's eyes when he said that look of panic, like, dude, we just went through Claire and Tasha, not again. But yeah, because he looked like completely caught off guard, like, dude, not again. Come on.
Yeah, I was like, okay. And they talk
Sara
a little bit about how he's kind of feeling the pressure. I respected the fact that Matt was like feeling the pressure being the first Black Bachelor. I feel like I'm going to get heat from either side, like whether I pick a Black girl or a white girl, like just like some real conversations. And with everything, like I was kind of worried that he wasn't going to be genuine, but he seems like very just genuine in his conversations. I don't know. Like I guess we said before, I felt like he was going to come off kind of cocky just because of the people that he has surrounded.
Sara, you there?
From Bachelor Nation, like Tyler Cameron is a little cocky, we think. So I don't know. I think he came out really well out of that conversation.
Yeah. I mean, it was actually kind of cool for me, at least, because I've not seen very many. What are you doing? Are you on a delay or something?
I don't know. We're having some internet connections, but it's fine. We're just gonna
anyway.
Roll on.
For the few seasons that I've seen, it was nice to actually see someone wanting to have a conversation about that kind of stuff. And I don't know, this is all just really silly to me anyway. The concept of it, like, I've said it before. I'm not going to say it again, but the whole concept, find love in 30 days of someone I've never met, dude. Whatever.
I don't think this is the craziest reality TV show about love, though. Like, I will say that.
No, of course not. Like, I mean, because there's other shows where, like, the point is to get people to scrog and shit like that. So, I mean, that's far worse. Sure. At least this is somewhat tasteful, right?
Yes, I would say so.
Somewhat.
Yeah, I mean,
they've still got like humiliating men with nude dodgeball games and shit, but I mean, at least it's somewhat tasteful.
It's somewhat. I feel like the audience is different for for The Bachelor than it is for like Too Hot to Handle or Are You the One or like other reality trashier ones, Love Island, stuff like that. I just feel like, this one has a lot of middle-aged like moms and stuff that love the show. I mean, I love the show too.
As you were talking there, I just realized, like, when I talk about this show, do I talk about the high-class show like it's one of the trashy shows? Is that how I come off?
Do you talk about this show like it's a trashy show?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Because in my mind, it's trashy.
But
because I never watched this kind of stuff. And it's scandalous and trashy.
It is trashy, but this is like, but it's on ABC, so it's classy.
Right, but if it's
I feel
on
like
TV,
it's classy. It's trashy.
Scrog is slang for sexy time, like having the sex.
Do you like how I just skip over like things that you say that I don't know what you mean? I'm like,
yeah, I know. That's okay. I get it, man. I get it. You've never heard Scrog before?
No.
Oh, all right. That's just maybe that's just showing my age, man. I don't know.
I've never heard that word before.
Anyway, all right. Scrogging aside.
Let's jump into the women. We have 32 women, which is, I think, the biggest cast we've had of women. I have written down all of them in order that they came out of the limo and notes about each one. We'll see there are 4 of them that I have nothing because they did nothing. So we have pictures of the important ones or ones that I liked. And I'm going to tell you which ones I think will go far. Also, Jay, at the end, we can talk about from these women who we think will win, whatever. But you don't watch the super tease at the end or whatever of the
I
episode,
don't want
right?
like when it starts, I mute and I look away during like the very opening bit that's like, here's what's going on tonight. And then
Yeah.
I don't watch any of the coming up after the break or whatever, and I watch no
Wow.
teasers or trailers or nothing. I
Like
want to
coming
go
up
in
this
knowing
season.
absolutely nothing. What's that?
Oh man. So like when it says like coming up in this season, you don't watch that
No.
at all, right?
I have no idea. I have no clue what is going to happen at all. I know nothing.
Yeah, okay. There's some stuff that's going to be happening that they tease at the end of this episode that we can't talk about because Jay. But we'll talk about it when it happens. Yeah, okay. Get into these women, and I will answer all questions as I go through each. I'm literally going to go through each woman as quick as I can. Okay, so we start with Bree. We do not have a picture of Bree, but we start with Bree. She was in a green dress. She came out, so she was really sweet. A lot of these women were like, there was really no gimmicks or crazy gimmicks.
Right.
Like a lot of them were just like, I'm here for you. I'm here for the right reasons. Like were like, you and our connection. And I was like, okay, boring. But whatever. But I thought it was really nice. They played this really nice, sweet music behind her, which usually is an indicator that that's someone that they like or is going to go kind of far. And she had some good conversations with him. She was the one that talked about how her mom is Persian and her dad is black, and her mom was a single mother and raised her. And Matt's mom was also a single mother that raised him. I really liked her. Thought they had a good connection. Do you have anything on Brie?
No, she is not one of. There's like 3 chicks who are on my radar at this point in time, and she's not one of them.
I think she's one to keep an eye out for, but I also think she could go either way. Like she could start shining or fall away.
Right.
Next, I forgot to tell you I wanted this girl. That's a shame. Next is
I tell your husband you want the girl before you tell me. I think that's far more important.
No, I don't like this girl. Next was Rachel, who looks like Rebecca Black, for those who know who that is.
Wait, is that the Friday girl?
Yes. Yeah.
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward
that probably
to
is her. She just changed her name.
All right, cool.
Wow, that was great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Welcome.
She was the one that she also came out, said really nice things, and then she started crying when Matt prayed and what. I don't know. I think she's gonna go far. She rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. She seems super fake to me. I don't really like her.
Only
Anything
her?
to say about Rachel?
Come on, they all seem.
No, she's not the only one.
Only one of them does not seem super fake to me.
And we will get to her. I'm not saying she's the only one that seems fake. I
want her to lose so that she can be the next Bachelorette.
Not Rachel, someone else that we will talk about.
Yeah, not Rachel, the other girl that we like.
The other girl that is coming up pretty soon, actually. Okay, next was Sara, my namesake. This girl who was beautiful, who was a newscaster and then moved home because her dad is a caregiver for her dad. I really like her. She's all over the previews, so.
Spoiler! No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not saying. Yeah, well, I don't know. I really liked her. Yeah, she's
Canadian, though, I think. So.
Is she? I know one of them is Canadian.
Canadians, especially since we got one watching right now in chat. But I mean, Canadians maybe are too nice. That's all I'm saying. Like I love Canadians, but I'm just saying I always keep an eye on them because they might be too nice. So I don't know.
But I like really Sara. Nice, all 3 of these girls so far. Yeah, but she spells her name with an H. I do not spell my name with an H, so who's better? Well, who knows?
Yours is better because it's 1 letter shorter and it's just easier and quicker.
Mine's the biblical spelling. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So all three of these women were very like sweet. I think they'll go pretty far unless drama happens. Next was a girl named Jasenia. She says she was looking for someone to be her rock. Whatever.
Right.
Next was a girl named Chelsea. She was the one, she has the shortest hair and the history of the show, which is absolutely ridiculous, but whatever. Like, I mean, just the fact that, like, I mean, I guess that will go into a bigger discussion we'll have, but all these women literally are this big. Like, the one girl is so skinny, and the one girl that was, like, basically naked, like, her body was ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, oh my gosh, Sarah, and that's what I've been talking about for 50 episodes. This is our 50th episode. I've been talking about this for 50 episodes. That they talk about this being inclusive and being diverse with their casting and stuff on this show. Producers, guys, dude, listen. I love that you've got your first Black Bachelor. I like the guy a lot.
About time.
Yes.
About damn time.
Let's have Ivan next time. But, dude, guys, listen. Let's have real people on there. Real people, guys. One, it would be actually like really, really inclusive. You know, not just pretty people who are of different ethnicities and whatnot. It could be like just
which is a good step.
Real people.
It's a step.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, but I mean, for fuck's sake, man. Hashtag J Wade for Bachelor, because fat guys deserve love too. Do it.
You're right.
Hashtag.
No, but it is frustrating. Like, it's not the only thing that like people aren't only saying like, oh, we just need more people of color on the show, which is yes, we do, and they do. There's so many different skin tones this season, but the fact like we're having our first girl that is hearing impaired ever on the show, and there's not a lot of people with disabilities on this show. The only other person I believe was another girl named Sarah, like 7 years ago, the one who's she was born without missing an arm. But that's but that's it. Like, there really hasn't been anyone. There's one girl on the cast on this season who has a little bit of tattoos. She got sent home, spoiler alert. But like, even that, you don't see people with tattoos, really. You don't see people with crazy colored hair. Even, like, some piercings is weird. Like, you know what I mean? Just, like, normal stuff. It's all these girls that are literally models that are this big, which there's nothing wrong with that, but, like...
And the guys, too, man. They're like these like, decked out, ripped dudes, and it's like, man, that is not reality.
But the guys can be tatted up. Like, Kenny had tats all over him, and that's fine. But you can't have a woman who has a sleeve or anything, because, like, that's not what's attractive. You know what I mean? We're just stuck in these
have big old beards, I'm sure, but, like, if chicks don't shave their legs, like, then they're not allowed to wear dresses and stuff.
Or their arms.
Yeah, whatever, man. Hey, man, I got no issue with chicks sporting the mustache, too. If it's natural, it's natural.
Yeah.
I got no issues with it.
It's still that double standard.
Facial hair.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But it's still a double standard of, like, we want our women and our men, but, I mean, the sex is part of it. Like, we want a certain way, and America's going to tune in to see these two beautiful people fall in love with each other, and it's like, okay, that's great, but, like... and you've been saying like that's great, but we want to see real people that aren't super skinny fall in love too. So yeah. Anyway, Chelsea, she's a runway model. Lives in New York City. Can we just say that all women are Matt's 28 years old. We're going from last season with the men being like in their late 30s. All of these women are 21. The oldest is 32, and she got sent home. And the youngest is 21. Are you kidding me? And the majority of them are
21.
Kit, our favorite.
Oh, the worst one. Well, not the worst, but the second to worst.
But the majority of them are between like 24 and 25, which I'm going to be 25 this year. So I can talk bad about people my age. But it brings the drama. And I really hope these women, I like drama. We like drama. That's why we watch the show. But I hope it's not as bad as Peter's season, where it was just nonstop drama. And season was a mess for a whole nother reason. I just really hope Matt doesn't enforce the drama or encourage the drama. Because these women seem like they could go, if they're not put in check, like they could just go wild. A lot of them seems like it.
Oh, yeah.
2 of them in particular. So, moving on, speeding through these women. We have, her name's Mari. She's the one that was from Puerto Rico. Gave Matt a little boarding pass when they were talking, which I thought was really cute. Got interrupted by the vibrator, which is a whole nother thing. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. I liked her dress. I feel like she's going to be trouble. And I don't have a picture of her. If anyone remembers who I'm talking about, she had really long, like, black hair. It was parted. She kept going up to everyone being like, I got touched on the shoulder by a vibrator. Like, girl, shut up. Like,
oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? She's another one that I feel like is fake and is going to be drama.
Only her? They all are except for one.
No, another one. Add it to the list. I feel like if we didn't have the villain that they're trying to set up, like once Queen Victoria gets sent home, and if Mari's still around, I feel like she could be the villain.
Right. All right. Yeah.
Like the new second half of the season villain. Maybe. I don't know. The one I wanted to talk about was Maggie, who I think she has a really cool story, is way too good to be on this show. She's the one that came from Ethiopia 9 years ago. Even though she told Matt go ahead.
I'm going to call her Pretty Girl.
Pretty Girl?
Yeah, because you know me with names. I can't remember, so I give everyone nicknames. She's really pretty. I like her.
She is. She's gorgeous. She's from Ethiopia. She says she moved here so she could get her doctorate in pharmacy. I don't know how you say it. And that she did. But then she told Matt, like, I came all the way from Ethiopia to meet you. I was like, that is not true.
I don't know about that, girl. Sorry.
I was like, girl, you moved here 9 years ago, but okay. I really like her. She's way too good to be on the show. What are you doing? Like, there's always one every season that's like, you're too real. Like, why are you here? Like,
yeah, she seems cool.
Then we had, so the one girl, Carolyn, she was the one that had tattoos. She brought Matt a little lavender from her garden. I thought that was cute. She got sent home, spoiler alert, because we can't have girls with tattoos on the show, you know.
I guess not. I mean, they can be in there and make an entrance, but they got to be voted off the first night.
Yeah. They got to be inclusive, and then bye. Next was a girl named Sydney, said that he was the hottest guy he's ever saw. That's when I was like, oh, God.
Right.
He's good looking, but he's not like the hottest man I've ever seen. But whatever, it's fine. To each his own. Next, we have Kristen. There's like there's 3 of them that I don't know which is which. Kristen is one. She's an attorney. She's the one that you texted me and said, this girl likes Cardi B and Meg 3 Stallion or whatever.
Yeah, that's correct.
In her intro.
I was like, dude, that's correct.
She was the one that was like, I like to get down.
I don't like this girl.
I have no idea who she is. Okay, let's talk about Anna. I also did I ask her? Yes, okay. Let's talk about Anna. Anna in the little package thing was like, I drink 2 cups of coffee. Everyone says she looks like Hannah B, which she does. Anna reminds me of McKenna from Peter's season, last season, the one that with the wild faces and who was from Canada, who cried and got in a fight with Tammy. You remember the one that was always like that one? Right. That was terrible. That was so bad.
Hey man, I understand though.
The one she was like,
right.
Anna, and they're like friends in real life too. Like they've been commenting on each other's like Instagram stuff. This girl is clearly trying to be the next McKenna and trying to stay around. Let's bring up the picture of her. I did not so Anna's the one with the blonde hair on the left. I did not realize her and the other girl's name, who is Elena, who also stayed around. I did not realize they were wearing the same dress until someone pointed it out. I was like, oh my God, they're wearing the same dress. And they were right behind each other in the rose ceremony. Yeah. Genius. So funny. And we just talked about Elena real quick. Elena did the Lady and the Tramp kiss with him with the spaghetti and got the first kiss. How do you feel about? I feel like that's people do that a lot. I don't like that. I don't like it in your entrance where you try and steal the first kiss. I don't like that.
Dude, I'm telling you, if I'm on this show and the girls are coming out, I would be happiest with the chick who just walks up and is like, you know, hello, I'm so-and-so. How are you? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's me. That's my style. And I wouldn't want these chicks all dressed to the nine like that either. It's just, I'm not into that fancy shit, man. I mean, like, come, if that's what you're into, like, honestly, that's your regular attire, by all means, wear it. But I would prefer that they come out as they are normal on a regular basis. That's how I would prefer to meet them. And then with no gimmicks, just hello, I'm so-and-so. Tell me a little bit about yourself and move on and bring on the next broad, you know? But I don't know.
Well, yeah, I feel like that's what Brie did when she got out, because she said, he was like, oh, what's your name? And she said, it's Brie. What's your name? Which I thought was really sweet, because it was kind of like, most of the people that get out are like, you're Matt, and I know you, and I'm obsessed with you. And I just thought it was kind of like cheeky that she was like, what's your name? Who are you? Nice to meet you. Something else that stuck out to me was the next girl was Kayla, who drove up in the pickup truck, who also was from North Carolina. And they had the cute little, like, date, or not date. She did the little thing. They sat in the back of the truck and they drank sweet tea.
That's actually super hot.
Really?
I dig that. I mean, I'm from rural America, though. Like, I'm surrounded by cornfields. So, like, I mean, I have literally gone with a chick and just found a back road in the middle of absolutely nowhere, parked on it, shut off the lights, laid back on the hood, and watched the stars. So, that was hot, and it was romantic, in my opinion. I dig it.
Yeah, I love that. She pulled up, and he was like, oh, is it automatic or stick? And she was like, it was stick. Put some respect on my name. I love that. I thought they had a really great, like, you could tell he was really comfortable with her. They had this kind of shared, like, experience, like, North Carolina connection. I like her a lot. And yeah, it was super cute. Sitting in the back of the truck, just drinking sweet tea. No, the truck was not hers. I thought the whole thing was so cheesy and nauseatingly stupid. Well, okay. I liked it.
I disagree, Kaylin, but that's okay.
That's okay, Kaylin. I liked it. So I've decided to abandon my idea of jumping through every single girl because I'm just already. I liked Serena P. Don't have a picture of her. I think she's going to go really far. Yeah, we have pictures of her. She was the one that brought out the little, like, stand. She was like, I'm only 5'2" and you're giant. And she, like, tried to get on his level. I thought that was really cute. And I really liked her dress. I liked all these dresses.
All of them? I'm sorry, Kit's dress was horrendous.
Oh, Kit. There was a girl named Alicia who was a ballerina. She got sent home. She came out doing her ballerina thing. Oh, yeah. That was pretty cool. Okay, let's talk about the one I did not like. There was a couple I hated. I hated, where is it? The goat feet. I hated that. Oh my God. You were like, I looked at my husband. I said, if someone did that, I was the Bachelorette and, like, a guy did that or whatever, I'd be like, go. Like, I wouldn't even let them in. I'd be like, you can go.
Like I've been saying, there would always be someone on the first night, like, as soon as I saw him, I would be like, no, you're gone. And I do have one, and I'll let you know when we get to her. But yeah, see, you know what I mean when I say that, man.
It also didn't make sense because she was like, you're the greatest of all time. This is the first time you've ever seen him. He has not been on anything Bachelor. Like, he was a football player, but not a profile. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it didn't make any sense. Now, if you would have said that to, like, Nick Viall, who was on the show 5 times, that would have made sense. Like, oh, you're the greatest because you keep coming on the show. But Matt has never been on the show, so it doesn't make sense. And I just thought it was stupid, and I'm very heated about it. My whole computer's shaking. Yeah, we're just gonna talk about the ones that I did not like. I didn't like that. I didn't like the girl. I don't know what her name is. The one that had the meatball. Oh, Ileana.
Okay, yeah.
The girl's like, can I put my balls in your mouth? I hated that.
Yeah.
It was like a... I didn't like that. Jay, why don't you talk about the one that you didn't like the most?
The most? That's the one I don't like.
No, not her.
Okay. That one sucks second
Goat
most.
Girl's name... Sorry. Goat Girl's name was... I can't even say it. Saneh. Sienna? I don't know. She got sent home, so it didn't matter. Goat Girl.
Is that who you mean, Kit?
No, I was talking about the girl that was naked, but that's fine.
Oh, okay. Skimp. Yeah.
Let's save Kit and Victoria for the end, and we'll talk about the rest of the girls.
Yeah, Skimp here. This is the one that I would make leave as soon as I met her. I'm sorry. Her name is
Callie, by the way.
I'm just gonna say it, dude. That right there, that move is Ho City, man. I'm sorry. That's all. I'm saying it. It's Ho fucking City, and I would send her ass home right away.
So
later, I wouldn't even let her get close to me. So as soon as I saw her slutting her way up to me, I'd be like, no, turn around, take your fucking clothes with you, and go.
So apparently it's been going around that was totally produced, of course. They tried to get someone to do it on Peter's season, and the girl was like, absolutely not. And this girl was like, yeah, why not? Let's do it. Her body, though, is ridiculous. And I mean, if you had a body like that, like, okay, girl. Like, it was ridiculous. She is
from around here, she's
small.
What we would call a butterface.
Oh my
Everything God. Looks good but her face.
That's so mean.
Dude, come on. I'm laughing. So, I mean, you know.
Kayla said, oh, so sorry. She said the dress she oh my God, I can't say that word. The dress that she wore was ugly. It was really ugly. I thought the other one was cuter. Well, her whole thing was she came up and she said, I don't know anything about you, which I thought was kind of cute. I would have liked it better if she just kept the robe closed and didn't show off her body. Right. I think that would have helped the joke. But the fact was, like, she was practically naked.
Yeah.
And she's like, so pick out the dress. Yeah, it was
classless, man. I'm not impressed by that shit. That's not the kind. I'm sorry, but like, if I'm looking for a girl to fall in love with and get engaged and all this shit, it's not some broad who walks up to me half naked the first time I ever meet her. I'm sorry. Yeah. That is not who I'm looking for.
I feel like a majority of them and her and the girls we'll talk about in a minute, they're kept around because producers are like, keep this one around. Like, I don't think Matt is like, oh yeah, that's my wife half naked on TV. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but just saying.
I don't have anything against it. I'm just saying, me personally, that's not the kind of broad I'm looking for. The fact that she does that, I don't care that she does it.
Yes.
I'm just saying that's not my cup of tea, man.
But also, I feel like the viewers have to keep in mind, Matt James is apparently, he's a registered Republican. He grew up in the South. He prayed. We'll get into it. But, like, he does seem like he's a bit more conservative, traditional. So I would just make the judgment that, like, he might not want a girl that would be more like that. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds really bad. But I would make that judgment that, like, he laughed, but he was probably kind of uncomfortable. But I don't know. That might not just mean anything either. All his background probably doesn't mean anything. That's just what I would say.
Hang out with her.
The other one,
I'd hang out with her, but I wouldn't I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with her. I mean, that's
at the end.
That. I mean, I'm not saying she's a bad person or anything, but she's not. You know, I'll take her home to my friends to kick it and have some beers, but I ain't taking her home to mom.
Oh my gosh. Just based on that. Just based on what she did, not her personality or anything. Anyway, just trying to cover all our bases. Let's talk about the other one that was kind of the buzz of the episode. We had Katie. Oh my God. They opened the episode with this. I do not understand. Yes. Why?
And that is a lady's That is a lady's pleasure. Okay, that's just a fucking. It's like a dildo that vibrates. I'm just gonna
It's a
say it.
vibrator.
It's a vibrator.
It's called a vibrator.
Yes, and I'm gonna do something here
Yes.
that you weren't prepared for, Sarah.
Are you gonna pull
I'm
out
gonna
a
do what many others would not do, and look at the size of that fucking thing.
How did you get that?
Google, baby, Google. Look
Holy.
at the size of that thing. But it's obviously like on the top there, it's obviously got the little thing to pleasure the clitoris bit, while the other shaft bit is inserted inside. And it's big. So, I mean, she's obviously prepared there. So,
Oh my God.
Sarah's like, I can't
okay.
believe he found that picture. I wanted to see how big it was this whole time. And it looked like it had some pink and some gold sparkles on the tip, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos and pictures with penis in it, but never anything like that. It's like a space man.
I am very okay. Let's talk about my background for a minute. I grew up pretty conservative and sheltered. I went to a Christian school. I went to public school at my senior year. But we're throwing it all. I was very naive when it came to any of that stuff. You asked my husband. I was very just like, I don't know about any sex toys or anything like that. So I would never, ever, like, that was ballsy of her. But I loved it. And I don't know, I loved it until it just kept going and going, and the joke just kept going. And I'm like, okay, girl, I get it. Like, that's not your whole identity, is like the vibrator thing. Like, okay. She kind of reminds me of, there was another contestant 7 years ago, Sean Lowe season, who came out in a wedding dress on night one and kissed him and was like, now we're married. And the whole night just kept up this whole like bride wedding facade the whole time. The girl actually was the final two. Lindsay went all the way. But she, after that night, she calmed down. Like, she was really good. She was really drunk. Like, she admitted she was super drunk on that night. She kind of like calmed down. They formed a really good connection. So I could see that happening with this girl, Katie. But I don't know. Her personality also just seems like she's like tries to be the life of the party. She seemed like she's watched the show before, because she gave a little speech. She like tapped the wine glass with the vibrator and was like, it's gonna be a long, hard night. Yeah, she looked like she knew what she was in for.
Now I had no issues whatsoever with like the whole vibrator like that within itself was funny. I found it funny, humorous. But to me, it was when she made the comment about the fantasy suite thing and like took it up to like a hoe level. It went from like, here's a joke about sex stuff to like, here I'm a hoe. And I'm gonna hoe it out to you if you keep me around until the end. That's how it came off to me, and I was like, dude, that's nasty. I would boot that chick too.
I mean, sex positive, you go girl, make people uncomfortable, whatever. That's fine. Like,
having sex. I'm just, again, dude, I'm talking about me personally. I'm not saying that people should act a certain way. I'm just saying me personally.
It was a little far.
You're trying to tell me that she said that the first one to come out, and she's like, you know, hey, if you keep me around to the fantasy suite, I'll fuck you. That's exactly what happened. And to me, that's just, ugh.
She said, she's something about like, it was a long quarantine. This is what got me through, blah, blah, blah. And then she said, I was going to give this to you, but after looking at you and the fantasy suites are so far away, I'm going to need this for a while. I was like, oh no, that's
lying. If I get to the fantasy suites, I'm going to do you. Which is fine, but I'm saying for me personally, I'm sending her ass home. I don't want that. I mean, she basically, I don't know, she's trying to win the game on the first night by saying, I'll do you. I don't like that.
I think the joke was made, and then it just kept going, and I think
it did get old.
Yeah, I think she could have just stopped. But no, Kaylin asked if she got sent home. No, she did not. she will be around.
Sadly.
I don't see her lasting that long unless like there's more than just that, which I'm sure there is. We'll see. Okay, let's talk about our favorite, and then we'll talk about the two we do not like. So, our favorite of the night is Abigail.
Boom!
Who is she's beautiful. Oh my gosh. She just is so like natural looking and gorgeous. Yes. Oh, gracious.
Yep.
She is hearing impaired, I think is the correct term to say. She said if she didn't have her, I can't say that, the device, then she would be completely deaf. And that she told him she was going to read his lips. I mean, we can talk about it. Like, their interaction later when he sat down and talked to her was so great. And it was just so, like, I don't know. It was so real. And she was like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It was really sweet. You can tell he's really into her. I'm pretty sure she was the only girl that he kissed, initiated the kiss. He didn't really kiss a lot of girls, which is, like, good for him. That's why I think he's a little bit more reserved. Yeah, I loved her. Their conversation just seemed so natural, and it didn't feel like most of the girls are kind of like, I have 30 seconds to explain who I am, so you keep me around so we can see that, like, more like an audition, where this just felt like he was really interested in getting to know her, and they just had, like, if you just met someone at the bar that you wanted to get to know, like, that's what it felt like. And she got the first impression rose. She's so cute. I want her to be the Bachelorette. And I see a lot of people that are like, Bachelorette. Like
I do. I mean, I'm sorry, Abigail, but I want you to lose so that you can be the Bachelorette. Yeah. That's all I want.
I really hope nothing comes out. I hope she's not scandalous. I hope, like, because
me too. And I hope if she remains clean, as far as, like you said, nothing comes out scandalous. If she remains clean throughout this whole process, I do not want her on Bachelor in Paradise. I think, in my mind, I just don't want to see her on that shit show.
Yeah. No, next would be the Bachelorette. Oh, if she didn't become Bachelorette, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see her on Bachelor in Paradise. That's a disgusting shit show, and I think think she's suited for that.
Yeah.
But then again, I just met her for like 3 minutes.
Next episode, she could be like terrible and like super mean. We're like,
the new American Psycho, for all I know.
But yeah, I loved her, and I want to see her become Bachelorette. Okay, let's talk about Kit. Kit is the youngest contestant at 21 years old. She is a New York City socialite.
She's a bird.
She's a bird. She's Big Bird. Her mom is a super famous fashion designer, Cynthia Raleigh, I think. And she made that dress, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna be wearing all of her mom's clothes. Like, she's like a legit fashion designer.
She's a bird.
If you're a bird, I'm a bird. Youngest. She says she loved being the center of the attention. She rolled up in a Benz. Was it a Mercedes-Benz? Not a Rolls Royce.
I would have like, sent her away too. I would have sent her away. Kit Bird is what I'm calling her. I would have sent Skimpy away. The naked girl Skimpy is what I'm calling her. And I would have sent the vibe chick away also on the spot. See, dude, Bachelor producers, you want real reality and drama, guys? Put me on that show. I'll get rid of them all. We'll have like 2 or 3 episodes total for the full length of the season. I'll get rid of them all on the first night.
So we have Kit, who seems kind of entitled, but we'll get back to Kit because Kit's drama was wrapped up in my favorite. Oh my God. My favorite contestant of the night. Okay, so we know last Bachelorette season, before you pull up the picture, we know last Bachelorette season, I love Bennett. I love a controversial pick. I love Victoria. I love her. I'm obsessed with her. Yes,
No.
she's crazy. Yes, she's probably a bitch. No, this is not an act because
Probably a bitch?
she's
Dude,
a bitch.
probably a bitch? Hey, man, I'm not one to judge, but I am going to judge right now. Okay, now we're all looking at this picture if you're watching this here. First and foremost, she just has a general look of I'm a bitch about her. And then beyond that, and this is just my opinion, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I think she's fucking ugly. That's just my opinion. She's an ugly bitch, then, I guess, according to
oh my
what.
God.
I mean, I'm not calling her an ugly bitch. I'm just saying, if I think she's ugly and I think she's a bitch, then I'm just saying.
So Kaylin said, did you notice that her profession said queen? Yes, they do that. They'll just put random things in there. I really don't think this is an act. I really think her whole life has referred to herself as Queen Victoria, because I stalked her on Instagram and it was like her birthday and she was like, the queen is like, before this even aired, like she was like, the queen is celebrating her birthday. We all got COVID. It was like her and 10 people. She's like, we all got COVID tested for my birthday. And I was like, oh no. This girl comes out like 4 men are carrying her. Obsessed. I love it.
She's a great villain. I will give it to you. Dude, she's a great villain. Oh, yeah. And as far as an entertainment point of view, I am really looking forward to seeing her and being entertained. There's no doubt about that.
Queen is another word for unemployed. Yeah, probably. I loved Victoria. She was cracking me up. She reminds me, and I tweeted this out, she reminds me of Corinne from Nick's season. And a lot of people are comparing her and Demi from Colton season and Bachelor in Paradise, because Demi referred to herself as a queen, but she didn't act this way. Corinne, some of the ways that Victoria, when she was talking to the other girls and going and interrupting and stuff, that's exactly what Corinne did. They're very, very similar. I'm going to send you a video of Corinne. Corinne is a villain. You love to hate her. This girl, I think, is a little bit more you hate her than iconic. But I think she knew, like, I'm going to go on The Bachelor. I'm going to stick around. I'm going to, like, she definitely was like, I'm going to try and be like a Corinne, because Corinne made it to hometowns and people hated her. So please look up Corinne if you have no idea what I'm talking about. I love her too. I'm obsessed with her. Anyway, okay, so that's all the women.
Whoa.
I want to talk about really quick. We'll wrap up and go along. So much to talk about.
No, sorry, you just froze up there for a second.
Oh, I want to talk. No, okay. I want to talk about the prayer. Matt James comes in and is like, I'm going to start things a little different. Everyone bow your heads. I'm going to open us up in a word of prayer, which I don't think anyone has ever done. I personally really liked it. I thought it was a move. Again, I've already said, like, I'm Christian. I grew up in a conservative Christian. Like, I feel like my background's kind of. I really respected it. I felt like it was respectful. He did. I saw a lot of people on Twitter did not like it. Felt like it was invading, kind of forcing. Like, I saw a lot of arguments like, well, if there was an atheist, like, I don't think he was like, everyone rise, bow your head. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he did it great. He did it respectful, and it wasn't a big deal. And he didn't really talk about, like, his faith a lot that I feel like it should have upset people. Does that make sense? But it did. So
yeah, I had no issue with it. I mean, I was like you. I was raised in a conservative household and raised in the church and all that. So I mean, but yeah, that is something. And sadly, politics has become the same way. But religion and faith and whatnot is a very, very important thing that people need to talk about. And we talked about this at the end of Tayshia's season when she cut Ivan loose. Just how that is a very important conversation that needs to be had. And I feel bad for people who don't have it and continue on through this process.
Yeah, I agree. You're right. I didn't think of that. Like, it is very important. The fact that he did open up in prayer, like, does kind of set the tone of like who he is as a person. And it seemed like the people that they casted, I'm sure he mentioned to them, like, I'm a Christian, having someone that I want my wife to also be a Christian. I'm sure they kept that in mind when casting. And it seemed like a lot of the women weren't irritated or really liked it. I mean, Rachel was crying, right. Like, yeah. But it didn't seem like any of them were offended. And it honestly seems like a lot of them were pretty religious, like reading some of their bios beforehand. Some of them were saying, like, I want a godly man. I want a man who's going to lead the family or stuff like that. Like, stuff you don't really hear much anymore. So I don't really think that this was the cast that would have gotten too upset by it. Yeah, I just really liked it. I really respect it. And great.
Oh, yeah.
So, we can talk about some of the, I mean, there was some drama. There wasn't that much drama. We went over all the girls. The only drama really was Victoria interrupting. She interrupted Kit, called Kit a princess, which she did not like.
Yeah. Who cares what Bird likes?
I don't, honestly, like, I don't see Kit staying around much longer for it to really mean anything. The only thing, like, Victoria was going up to people and being like, you need to go talk to him, which we have brought up before, and she interrupted twice, which isn't that big of a deal.
Right.
We've brought up before, especially at this point, I hate it when contestants don't know how the show works. Okay, you've never seen the show before. If you know you get casted, watch an episode. Watch the first night episode so you know what to expect. Like, all these girls just sit around and they're like, I get it, there's 32 women, I understand, but, like, don't get mad at Victoria, who went and talked to him again, because y'all are just sitting there waiting to get your turn. That's not how this works. And most of the time, the producers are going to be like, hey, go interrupt. Like, he's not doing anything. Like, he really wants to talk to you. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, if you're there to impress him, go impress him. You're not there to make friends at this point. You're there so Matt will keep you around. So, like, step on people's toes, do whatever. It always bothers me because I don't think what Victoria did was wrong. Like, she went a little far calling them idiots, but
right. Dude, she's playing the game. Is there a rule that you can't go and talk to the guy more than once? No. Is there a rule that says you can't interrupt someone else who's talking to them? No. So then what's the issue?
Yeah.
As long as you're playing the game within the confines of the rules and shit, who cares?
Yeah. So we had the rose ceremony. We said goodbye to 8 women. I have them written down. I don't know who some of them are. We have Alicia, who was the ballerina, got sent home. A girl named Amani got sent home. The girl with the goat feet got sent home. Amber, she rode up on a bike for some reason. I don't know why. Got sent home. A girl named Corinne, no idea who that is. A girl named Carolyn, don't know who that is. A girl named Cassandra, who she was the one that was like, she was the one that was like, she had the football gear on, and I don't know.
Right.
Oh, and she was like,
I don't know.
Yeah. And then the most random one that we didn't get a lot of talk about was Kimberly, who got out of the limo with a fish and threw the fish at him, and he missed.
Wasn't even a real fish.
No, I don't understand. She got sent home. I don't understand.
She was from Seattle. In the fish markets and stuff, and there's a world famous fish market there in Seattle. I used to live north of Seattle. I've been to that fish market before, but that's where the fish came in.
Okay, yeah, they did not explain that. So I was like, why is she throwing
they said she was from Seattle, but I think they just expected people to catch the reference.
Woo! Nope.
Which it is a vague reference. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I did not.
Seattle. Here, let me throw you a fish, and I'm just supposed to, yeah.
Do you have any final thoughts? Anything we didn't cover on this episode about anyone? like
not anything about anything that we didn't cover. Final thoughts though. Holy cow.
I'm so mad.
Yeah.
I love
Wow.
her dress though.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's got the little thing for the clitoris, and then while the shaft thingy is inserted.
We're
But
gonna
anyway,
get demonetized. We don't get ads.
that's okay.
People
Whenever I
aren't gonna be able to
upload these
watch this
videos,
show.
I always make sure and mark them not made for kids. Not made for kids. Nope.
I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay. Do you have any predictions on anyone yet? Anyone you like?
I love Abigail. Like we already established that. I want her to lose so that she can be the next Bachelor. I really like her. I also like. Is it Kayla? Is that how you pronounce her name? The pickup truck girl.
Yes, I like her too.
I'm just gonna call her pickup truck girl. I like her,
Okay.
and I like Maggie. So I like pickup truck girl. I like Maggie. I like Abigail, and I do not like Queen Bee or Kit Bird. I'm just gonna call her Birdie, and I also don't like Skimpy. But Skimpy went home, didn't she?
Nope. Skimpy's still
Okay.
there.
So yeah, those are my three that I like. Pickup truck girl, Maggie, Abigail, and I don't like Queen Bee, Skimpy, or Birdie.
All right. I really like Bree, the first girl out. And I like Abigail. I like Maggie. And I think Kayla. I like all of them too. And I don't like Kit. I mean I love Victoria, but for the wrong reasons. I just think so entertaining.
I mean, hey,
I love it.
Also, if you look at this picture,
you do you, girl.
You will also see a damn good, entertaining season of Bachelor.
Oh, it's gonna be great. I'm so excited.
Like a firecracker.
It's gonna be great. I'm really excited for the season. Watching the super cut at the end of the episode. We have a lot in store. Things that we can't say because you haven't watched it, but I'm excited. Yeah, it's gonna hopefully not that much drama. I mean, drama, not drama like Peter. No more Peter. Yeah, that's going to be the end for this episode here. Sorry, we went a little over 2 minutes over. Whatever. We'll be back next week recapping the next episode, of course. Dates. So excited. Getting to know these people a little bit more. Until then, J Wade, where can the people follow you?
Y'all can follow me on the Twitter at JWade1134. That is the letter J, WADE 1134. You can also follow my personal YouTube channel and network called the JCast Network at the JCast Network. And also that's the same on Twitter and the YouTube. Got some new show going on there and stuff like that. So yeah, man. And we got WandaVision coming up soon. We're going to have a little show here on Merc with the Movie Blog for WandaVision that Sarah will be a part of, as well as myself and Sean and Dean. So yeah, good times.
Woo, woo, woo. You can follow me on Twitter at SCBock, SSEOCK. You can follow the show on Twitter at Go Get That Rose, of course. If you are listening to this on the podcast feed, come find us on YouTube. You can see our faces. You can see the pictures. You can see me drinking wine and great fun at the Merc with a Movie Blog YouTube channel. And if not, you can follow the show on podcast feeds, Merc with a Movie Blog podcast. And you can also follow at Movie Blog Merc, oh my goodness, on Twitter. Yeah, that's going to be the end for us here. We'll see you next week, recapping Matt James' season of The Bachelor. Bye!
It's got the thing, the clitoris on top there.